If you grew up playing video games, you've probably wondered at some point if you should try getting into game development, whether being as a hobby or in a professional sense. I got into game development as a hobby about 7 months ago, I want to say. So let's look at a couple of components to kind of say if it was worth it. By worth it, in a financial sense, I did get into it as a hobby, but I did also intend on publishing and selling from the start at some point. Let's start by looking at the financial aspect of this. Now, good news is it was not just cheap, it was free to start getting into game development. When it came to 3D models, animations, all the stuff required for making the video game, all of them are free and they're very easy to get for free. There is no issue there at all, really, to kind of get started as a game developer. The tools that you use are going to be free. The models you use, the animations you use, everything are most likely going to be free. You can find them for free very easily on places like Mixamo, if I'm saying that right, and places like that. And if you're just grab the ones that have the correct license, you can even distribute them and sell them for free as well. You don't have to worry about that either. Now, when it comes to publishing, you can even publish in several places for free. However, if you do want to publish on Steam, which is arguably probably the best way to publish your game, you have to pay $100 per app. So if you make one game and you want to publish that one game, that's going to cost you $100. Not per month, not per year, just $100 for that game. That's just a static fee, basically, to publish it on Steam. So essentially, when I made my first and published my first game, that's what it cost, $100. I didn't pay for anything else. Let's look at the reward of that. So it has been published. We can see here June 16th. Oh, yes, that's right. June 16th was when the game was released. So it was now purchasable on Steam. From June 16th till now, lifetime revenue, I have made $54. Because you can see 27 copies sold. And also I published a second game, 2 units sold of it right down here. So them being $2 and $4, so they come out to be $54. And some were on sale, and Steam is taking their own commission, and so on and so forth. But in the past, what's that? 3 months, I have made 3-4 months. I have made $54 from those games. Now, a quick side note. You might see on, and I look, I'm gonna be honest, I get so furious about these. I mean, there's no good in being envious, but it's just, when it comes to app development or game development, you might see on online platforms, social media, someone comes up and like, oh, I published my game and I made $1,000 in the first, whatever. I thought the title of my game was great. I thought the content was really good, and friends had thought the same, played it, thought the same, and this is what I got. I'm not going to be angry about it, but I kind of made an earlier video about growing your YouTube channel. That's kind of the thing, is don't get into this or anything really thinking you're going to publish your game or you're going to start your YouTube channel and just boom, it's going to explode. That's just all up to chance. I don't know if there is something that they did. I don't know if there, what it was. But look, most likely you're going to end up with something like this. So we kind of talked about the financial aspect of it. By the way, one of the great things about publishing on Steam is it kind of does like its own advertising. If we look at the marketing aspect of it, it's getting visits and it's getting impression click-throughs, so on and so forth. So people are seeing it, which is great. So, and this is continuously throughout time, not just when it first published. So people, it's visible and it's out there, and that's great. It's just kind of continuing to make sales throughout time slowly. So that was kind of the financial aspect about it. What about as a hobby? how did that turn out for me? And as a hobby, honestly, it was great. And that's why I am still working on my third game now. It's just I would definitely say this is one of the best hobbies I ever got into. Again, one very big reason being that it is free to make the game. I didn't pay anything to make the game. And even if you wanted to, like even if you saw models you thought were really cool, usually they're very cheap. Even if you want to pay, they're usually very cheap for so much that they give you. So it's cheap and very cheap or free to make the video game. So it's not a hobby I pay for, and it's a hobby where I feel like I just get to just there's no limits. I can just use my imagination as I like to and kind of make whatever I kind of want. And even if it hasn't really sold much, I play, especially the first game, because the second game is a split screen, requires two players. I play my first game quite a bit, and as it was intended, kind of a quick game you can play if you're busy or just pick up and drop. And I play and I find it really exciting. I remember being the one who made the game, I kind of found it a little bit hard to. It's kind of a bit of a spooky game. So when I made it, I kind of found it a little bit hard to get spooked, because I made it. I know everything about it. And then I added this nightmare mode, and again, it's a very simple change, and it's another example of where you get to just use your imagination, and that just made it really immersive. Every time I play the game, I play it in nightmare mode, and it's just a very immersive experience. And even though I made the game, I find it very fun to play. Just like with any hobby, it's not all gonna be fun and glamorous. Like for me, whenever I get into Godot, the part that I like doing the most and I enjoy the most is making the map. I don't know why, but I guess because that's where you get to use your imagination to the fullest, and you literally see it coming together as you add each piece, as you add each component to the scene. You're seeing it come together, and you kind of you're making your imagination real. However, I'm not as big of a fan of the actual coding part, which is obviously where you actually get the mechanics of the game and such. So not all of it is, cool and exciting. The coding is probably what takes me the longest. The making the map is, well, I mean, I think I spend a lot of time making the map, but because I just spend a lot of time without really realizing it. So it kind of seems like it gets done quickly. But that's definitely the part I enjoy a lot. But the coding part of it is not so fun to me. I imagine that's probably a very similar situation with a lot of people. As a hobby, from the financial aspect of it, I know for sure that this is a hobby I very much enjoy and I'm very glad I got into. And just as another side note, by the way, I did try to get into game development actually a long time ago, I think 2 or 3 years ago. And I had started with Unreal Engine, and I think that was a mistake. I remember I remember opening each maybe even longer, maybe I think 4 years ago. I would okay, I download Unreal Engine, and then it's like, okay, let me look up, some tutorials. Each tutorial teaches you how to do one very small thing, and it's 6 hours long. I think that kind of was the mistake. I feel like Unreal Engine has a really high, really steep initial learning curve, even to do very simple things. So that's why I kind of dropped it, 4 years ago when I first tried it, and then recently I thought to get into it again. And when I was researching, what should I try with, Unreal Engine, blah blah, and I saw this thing called Godot. I was like, oh, what's this? And I give it a shot, and I mean, again, the first YouTube tutorial you're gonna watch, yes, it's gonna be 4 hours, whatever, 5 hours long. And I went through it, but I felt like after going through that initial tutorial, I felt like that was it. Like I was ready to go, And it kind of helps that I do have some initial, not some, a lot of coding experience already from work and personal projects and stuff. So that kind of helped. I feel like if you are if you don't have much coding experience, yeah, I think that might be a little bit tricky. So when it comes to the finances of it, right now, I mean, just simply, was it worth it in the sense that I got more money than I put in? Well, I put in $100 and I got $54 so far. So, just purely from that standpoint, you might say no. But when I look at it as a hobby and the amount of enjoyment I get from working on these games and playing these games, um, absolutely. And I didn't even, by the way, I didn't even have to publish on Steam if I didn't want to. It would have been $0 put in. But at the same time, though, I didn't make money from any other place that I published this on. By the way, I think Steam does the best job. So you don't have to put any money into it if you don't want to. So that way, from a financial point, it's no burden at all. And as a hobby, I don't regret this at all. I continue to work on games. I have one upcoming. I'm kind of making it like a co-op open world game that's taking forever because open world games just take forever to make. But it's all really, really exciting, and I really enjoy this. I don't have any regrets at all getting into this as a hobby. I highly encourage it. Like if you are that guy who's been playing video games and wondering, should I get into it? Should I give it a shot? I'm sure, like, who plays video games and does not wonder that. And I would heavily recommend it. You don't have to use the same tools I use. You don't have to use Godot. You can use whatever you like. I just found Godot the easiest to pick up and get started with. That's what I got used for that's what I used for all my games, but that's what I got started with my first game. It took me about 3 months to make. If you've played it or you've seen it, it's a simple game, so that's why it didn't take too long. Even though I was very new to game development. Like if I had done it again now, it'd probably be a lot faster. So as a hobby, yes, it's absolutely worth it, and I would definitely recommend it. And if you are watching until this point, you're wondering that, I would try. I would give it a shot. So thanks for watching. I just wanted to kind of push you in that direction if you needed that nudge. Sky's the limit. Don't try to make a game that just is another game out there already. You get to use your own imagination. You get to just do whatever the hell you want. So do whatever the hell you want.